in 2012, the Olympic flame is on a journey across the UK. Now, we're really lucky here in Northampton because it's here today at Northampton University. I'm here with Andy, who's part of the team for Coca-Cola. Tell me about the part that you're playing here today.
Basically, we're here, this is our third week of a tour around lots of universities around the UK. We've come here today to find young, inspirational people. We call them Future Flames because we're looking for torchbearers for next year's Olympic Torch Tour. So students can nominate themselves or fellow students today, right here today, to carry the Olympic flame when it passes through their town or city next year.
So what sort of people are you looking for? Do they have a story, a background?
Yeah, we're looking for people that do something different, that gives something back to the community possibly, or someone that's very ambitious and that's got inspirational stories, someone that people can look up to.
So you've got a tour bus that's going around, have you? Is that what's behind us?
Yeah, it's our big Route Master bus. It's an iconic image of London. So we're taking it all around the country and we're getting peeped at on the motorway. Everybody loves it. It's a great sign, and that's going to carry on through the Olympics, so you'll see it a lot during the Olympic Games.
So how many more towns are you going to on the way?
We've got about 7 towns left on this tour, but prior to that we did a 4-month tour, which we didn't have one day off, so we've covered everywhere from the Isle of Wight right up to the top of Scotland and everywhere in between. So next year everybody in the UK will be within 1 hour driving distance of the flame passing through their town or city next year.
So the flame that's here today, is that the one that's actually going to be used on the day?
Right, the torch actually isn't lit yet. It can't get lit until the 19th of May when the torch relay starts. So this is one of the torches that will be made. There'll be 8,000 torches made in total because there's 8,000 torchbearers, and everybody passes the flame, not the individual torch. So only about 20 have been made, but because we're the largest Olympic sponsor, we've got most of them.
How exciting.
Very exciting. Everyone's having a great day here today. They're putting on a great show. So congratulations to Northampton University. You should be really proud of yourselves.
A bright sunny day in Northampton and the Olympic torch is in town. I'm here with the guys who have arranged it. I want to know a little bit about what's happening today. Steve, tell me all.
A few months ago we got the opportunity to bid for the torch. It's an NUS and Coca-Cola event, and we were successful in our bid, and we're the only uni in the East Midlands to have the torch of us, which is quite big news for us down here.
So you guys were telling me that you went up against some other unis. Which ones did you go up against?
Well, in the East Mids you've got Loughborough, Birmingham, Leicester, De Montfort, all of them, and we won the bid, so here we are.
So what's going on here today? Because obviously as we look around, there's loads of people playing different sports. You've got athletes here that are obviously based in Northampton but playing for England. Tell me a little bit about that.
We've got current Olympians here at the moment. It's an event for students as well as a community. We're just trying to get people together really, just to celebrate the Olympics more than anything.
So obviously we're sitting in a boat and Steve's going to tell me everything that he knows about sailing.
You need wind, is probably the main factor of it, and some water, which we don't have today, and someone who knows how to sail. That is the 3 things I know about it, pretty much.
Why is it important for the flame to be here in Northampton today?
I think generally the Northamptonshire hasn't had much of the Olympic action, and I think bringing the flame down here might inspire a few people, especially youngsters, to get into sport. We're in collaboration with the Coca-Cola Future Flames programme, which is trying to find the athletes of the future. And having the torch down here really has inspired people to get involved. We've got 20 different sports happening. Just a chance for people to get involved and give it a go. You never know what you might find on a day like this.
Bobby, the Olympic flame is in town. Tell me about the part that you play in the Olympics.
Well, I'm the captain and goalkeeper for the Great Britain Handball team. We're going to be competing in our first Olympics next year in London. So yeah, it's going to be my first Olympics hopefully, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing to have the Olympic torch here in Northampton.
So what training are you going through at the moment?
Quite rigorous training at the moment. I'm based in France with my club. You know, we've got a professional set up there and training in the gym 2-3 times a week and handball every day. And it's kind of almost like a football season, so we have matches every weekend and in midweek as well. So it's fairly intense. Don't get much rest, but you know, being back in the UK, I've got a couple of days R&R before I join the GB team.
So how are you finding it? Obviously being back in Northampton, this is your home turf. Do you feel quite proud?
Absolutely, yeah, and I mean, I graduated from this university back in 2007, and to see the role it's playing in bringing people onto the campus, and you see a lot of kids around trying different things, got the British cycling over there, it just makes it all feel like how it's supposed to be, you know, with the legacy aspect of all these things, the Olympic promises and all that. It seems perfect.
So handball's quite an unusual sport. How did you get into it?
Back in 2007, UK Sport conducted a Sport in Giants programme. They're basically looking for tall guys that have played sports to a high level, like football, rugby, basketball, to try and sort of bolster the squads for volleyball, handball and rowing. and it seemed like a good idea to me, try and represent my country at the Olympic Games, and yeah, I applied for the Sporting Giants programme and was accepted after 4 trials.
So going into the Olympics, how are you feeling and how's the team doing?
The team's doing really well. You know, we've got a lot on before we get to the Olympics. You know, we've got World Championship qualifications coming up next week and in January. So we're focusing on those first and foremost, but everything's sort of building up to the Olympics. So it just, you've always got sort of one eye on 2012 next year.
So who's your biggest competition?
Well, the biggest competition for us really is, you know, France and Denmark. They're the 2 main competitors for the gold medal. I think next year they're going to be the ones to really look out for. You know, they're doing fantastic things in handball. France are the world, European and Olympic champions, so they're sort of ruling everything at the moment. But if we can get close to them, we'll be very happy.
Well, good luck and do Northampton proud, I'm sure you will.
Cheers.
I'm here really to support the Northamptonshire Sports Trust, and because I got a sporting champions fund from them. And also really is to promote the sport and good for the London 2012 initiatives.
So tell me the part you're playing in the Olympics.
Well, officially I'm a speed skier, so it's for the Winter Olympics, and I work for Team Evolution, where we have 80% of the British junior guys with us, and trying to promote and let people know that we have a Junior Winter Olympics in January. So it's not all about the London 2012. I mean, I'd like to see more emphasis on the Winter Olympics as well.
So you're involved in speed skiing. Tell me about the training that goes alongside that.
Well, officially very little training, because there's not really many slopes steep enough in the world. There's only 7 tracks in the world where we can actually train or actually race. However, we're a team of really eight guys who just love going fast, and the world record at the moment is 255 kilometres an hour. And my top speed is 179 kilometres an hour, but it's just all about having fun and seeing how fast we can go, testing all the gear to the limits. So yeah, that's it.
So Yannick, wiping out at that speed must be pretty painful.
Yeah, I've had some near misses, unfortunately, but I've never really crashed, and I don't really want to. One of my good friends, he crashed last year and dislocated his shoulder, and it's got a bit of a dark cloud above speed skiing, because it's very dangerous, and if you do crash, then you don't really survive from those speeds. But saying that, we just love it, and you know, it's just a great sport to be involved in.
And how did you get involved in it?
I got involved actually through a French friend of mine who skis for France, and he said, well, why don't you have a go? I used to play rugby with him in France, and just really thought, well, the rugby career is going downhill. Why not go downhill on skis? So yeah, it was just purely by chance, really.
And you're based locally to here, right? You're a Northampton boy?
Yeah, I live in Geddington throughout the summer, and then in the winter I live in Austria with Team Evolution, who I work for, and it's just really, you know, there's not really much training I can do. I've got to admit that my skiing career is probably the highest it's ever going to be. So that's why I'm involved with working with the junior and the children's and the minis, really, in trying to get more people involved in it, and especially helping out where I can, finding sponsors, finding funding, and just doing the best I can for the guys coming through.
People from every type of sport are here today, and the Cobblers are on side. Greg and Michael, what are you doing down here?
Oh, well, we're promoting football, and obviously football in the Olympics. It's just a great occasion, and you know, got to encourage young people to get out there and you know, play football. Yeah.
So Greg, how important is it for the Olympic torch to be in town today?
I mean, it's a big thing. I mean, the Olympics are, you know, watched all over the world, and for them to be, you know, for the torch itself to be in Northampton town today, it's a big deal. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, you can see by the big turnout of people that it's something that people are interested in. So yeah, it's great. It's good fun.
Martin, tell me about your involvement here today.
We're Northamptonshire Sport, so we get involved in everything that's happening in sport in the county. Olympics is obviously the biggest thing that's happening in sport for the past 50 years. So we're involved in organising the event today, getting coaches to run events and activities, so all the things that you can see around athletics and boxing, hockey, rugby, all that is something that we're involved with. Sportmakers is a national programme that we're launching in Northamptonshire today, which is all about getting people to organise sport for their friends.
So are you looking for volunteers at the moment, I hear?
We're signing people up to be Sportmakers, and that will involve 10 hours of volunteering throughout the year. All they need to do is sign up, go to a seminar for which they get a lovely t-shirt and bag, and then they do their volunteering, which will help them find something to do that's involved in getting involved in sport. So it's sportmakers.co.uk that they need to sign up to.
So what sort of areas of sport are you looking for people in at the moment?
All sorts of things, from organising people to do walks, getting people involved in their workplace, just going out and doing, say, football or badminton in their lunch hours or after work, playing table tennis. Can be anything and everything, but just getting more people doing sport.
So Tim, how are you involved with today?
Well, we're trying to promote the University Rowing Club, British Rowing, who I work for. We're trying to get more people involved in the sport through the university down at Northampton Rowing Club.
Whereabouts are you based?
I'm based in Bedford, but the rowing club is based down near the A45 on the Bedford Road, and it seems to be going really well. It's really, the university students have really embraced it and set the club up themselves. It's really positive.
So if somebody's watching this today and they want to get involved with your club, how do they go about doing it?
The best thing to do is have a look on the British Rowing website, which is www.britishrowing.org. Have a look, find Northampton, you can search for Northampton, and then sort of give us an email, really. That's the best way to go.
So with the Olympics coming up in 2012, how are you guys involved?
Well, there's two umbrellas. There's British Rowing, which is involved in participation and coach development and development of rowing in this country. And there's GB Rowing, which deals with all the international athletes. So it's just making sure that everybody's ready and supported, and making sure that the participants are excited about it as well.
What qualities do you need to become a rower?
I think being tall, being committed. It's not all about being big, but I think on the international scene it certainly is, because it makes it you've got more of a stroke then. But I think just being, as a club rower, just being committed and enjoying yourself. And also, sometimes it can be early mornings and it can be cold in the winter. So just giving it a go and up for a bit of fun, I think.
Is it a good way to keep fit?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the only sports where you get a complete full body workout, all about these big powerful legs, and then finishing it off with the back and the arms.
So what I'd like you to do is I'd like to lean back and straighten the legs and bring the handle to the body. Okay, sit up a little bit more. That's it. Right. Oh, stop. Stop. A little bit keen there. Go back. Right. Okay, what you want to be able to do is, first of all, just relax the arms and let the handle go straight. That's it. Now, swing over from the hips, keeping the legs straight. Keep the legs straight. Swing it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Notice how far the handle's gone. Then you raise your knees up, keeping the body angle forward, so that you've got a nice long stroke. When you go to the drive phase, it's like you're going to jump, holding onto the handle, and then bring the handle to the body. So the legs drive, that's it, and then bring the handle to the body. That's it.
Is that right?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yep. First time, that's not bad.
I don't think I am doing it right, but you're being very nice. What sort of training do you have to go through?
To row at Olympic level, you're looking at about 6 hours of training a day, outside of your recovery and your travel time. So you're probably looking at two long sessions on the water and a land session, either core or weights on top of that, and that takes up a sizable amount of time. That's going to be done 6-7 days a week for 11 and a half months of the year.
So you have to be eating quite a lot, I reckon?
Yeah, you generally, I was a lightweight, so we didn't eat as much, but we'd be eating somewhere in the region of 4,000, 5,000 calories a day in the winter, and probably as we dieted down to get down to weight, probably reduce that to 2,500, 3,000, but still far more than the average person would eat. Your heavyweights could be anything between 6,000 and 10,000 calories in a day.
I want to be a rower. That'd be amazing eating that much in a day.
Well, you be careful what you wish for, because actually a lot of the heavyweights who I know, they actually don't enjoy eating so much now because of the amount that they have to pack in. So it's something you've got to really, really want, because it will take over your life.
What a fabulous day it's been here today at Northampton University. The Olympic torch has been in town, and there's been loads of people coming together and playing different sports. We've seen everything from Nordic walking through to hockey, through to basketball. With the Olympics going to be in town soon, make sure that you guys get involved as much as you possibly can. You've seen lots of companies giving you loads and loads of ways of how you can get involved. So make sure you check out their websites and somehow find a way to be part of it. This is TV Northants, and I'm Carly Wilford.